smoke a cigarette.
Alright, so I've got a story I want to tell you guys.
Okay, Daddy.
About this man.
Who was a woman in disguise?
No, he's just a man.
Woman in disguise.
Woman in disguise.
Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah.
Woman in disguise. Tranny. Woman in disguise.
Woman in disguise.
Or is it man in disguise?
I think it's robot in disguise.
Robot in disguise.
That's what it is.
Robots in disguise.
Yeah, not.
Robots in disguise.
All right, so. Well, this guy. Journey in disguise.
Shed some light on the subject.
So there was a man by the name of Jonathan L. Wilburn. He had a wife, and his wife.
What was his wife's name?
His wife's name was
Pubert.
Pubert. His wife's name was Pubert. L. Wilburn.
Man, I feel sick. I feel sick.
And they got married on Halloween. They
just keep getting better and better.
They dressed up as ponies.
Oh God. Because they were bronies.
Because they were bronies. And they were really big fans of My Little Pony.
Yeah. Oh.
They were gamblers on the run too.
They were rambling. They were rambling.
They were grambling.
Get a picture of this. Get my hand. I got an allergic reaction to something.
And they got married because they loved each other.
They would pop each other's pimples. Yeah.
Yes, and they would pop each other's pimples.
Pop each other's pit bulls.
And they had a baby
named. Let me name the baby. Bilbert.
Bilbert the baby Wilburn.
Bilbert the baby Wilburn.
Bilbert the baby Wilburn.
Sounds like a dog, a little ass dog.
And
Bilbert.
And the dog.
No, it was the baby.
And the baby grew up to be.
Right.
They grew up to be a very
dog.
To be a very successful dog. be a very successful man. And he grew up and he actually bought a BMW. And he had a life on the farm. He was a farmer, but he had a BMW.
He had AIDS. He got it from Pubert. That was his mom. Wait. Yeah, he got it from a girl named Sheila Pimples.
He got AIDS from a girl named Sheila Pimples.
Because they were. You have to tell the whole story. They were popping each other's pimples, and one day
Side story.
They were popping each other's pimples, and she popped her pimple all over him. He was like, and then he popped his pimple all over her, and they're like, they both were like, because I have AIDS, and so they got married, and I think that's where I left off, or where Audie here left off, because he was telling the story.
And
not me, you.
He grew up to have AIDS. And so he had a baby.
He grew up to have AIDS.
He grew into his AIDS.
He grew into his AIDS. And the baby had AIDS.
And the baby had AIDS. And then that baby's had AIDS. And then that baby had AIDS.
That baby's baby had AIDS.
All these babies have AIDS. I don't know how they
survived so long, but...
All the babies in the world, so they had their own family, and they're known as the Pubert Wilburn
The pubert
AIDS family.
Well, AIDS Foundation. AIDS Foundation.
The Pubert Foundation.
The Pubert AIDS Foundation.
The Pubert AIDS Sandation. Sandmandation.
Pubert AIDS Meditation.
Meditation. Verbatim.
Verbatim.
What's the word of the day?
Oh, Cadillac car.
And after they had the foundation,
The AIDS Foundation.
the meditation,
AIDS degradation.
they started a cult,
Called degradation and
and
sanitation.
all of the women had to chop their hair off, and they had to become neo-Nazis.
Oh shit! And then all the men had to put on like black face paint and become black, and then they married, and they combined the races, and they got little they called them pippins, and the pippins were like birds, you know, like a little bird,
Yeah,
and the birds would run around and go like,
like Scottie Pippen,
like Scottie Pippen Jr.
the basketball player.
Scottie Pippen Jr. Yeah.
Okay.
Scottie Pippen Jr. And so Scottie Pippen Jr. was like, man, I gotta stop this, man. This has gone on for too long. He was thinking to himself, and he thought, you know what? I'm gonna kill my whole family off. The story turns really dark after this one, folks.
Yeah.
I'll turn it over to my friend.
Well, I really want this story to end like this.
You have to turn it around full circle.
So I'm gonna try to make it a little, put some little light on the subject.
Yeah.
So what they did was they got, and that's the moral of the story.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.